Okay guys, hello, I'm back again with videos and stuff like that. This one, as you can tell, is in my car. It's a little bit different for me. It's the first time I've done something like this, but basically I was sitting last night and kind of thought, you know what, I spend a lot of time in the car, driving to gigs, to shoot them, driving to work, to wherever I'm going, to see people, to have meetings, blah blah blah. Long story short, I spend a lot of time in the car, and in that time in the car I listen to podcasts and audiobooks and music and whatever. And yesterday I just kind of thought, what if I actually, create something in the car or talk to you guys about whatever is on my mind that day. And here we go. So I have the GoPro Hero 5 recording me with a Rode SmartLav right here going into my phone, which is in my pocket. Not sure how the audio is going to be with the car noise and things, but we'll just have to see how it goes, to be honest. So today I have a day off from kind of working and things like that, and I've just been doing a little bit of portfolio updates and website updates and all that sort of good stuff. I know I'm on my way to get some food but I just kind of wanted to talk to you about portfolio and choosing what goes in your portfolio. I find it really difficult to pick a portfolio. It comes from shooting so many shows over the last 3 years that actually physically going through all of my images takes a long time. And I'm kind of at the stage now where I have to make a rough edit of about 250 pictures and then go through that rough edit again to get it down to the 30 or so maximum that I want in my portfolio for live music anyway, is how many I want in there. And yeah, it's difficult, and it's really, really kind of, you're always your own worst critic. You always will be. You'll never be happy with anything you've done, but it's learning to accept that and then picking what you think is the best of the lot rather than the best work you can do, because you will never say that something is the best work that you can do. You just won't. It doesn't happen. And if you do, then bloody hell, well done. And I find it quite, I'm not an overly confident person in and of myself, and I think that kind of makes it quite difficult for me to then pick the best kind of work that I've done. But it's got to be done, and I think it's important to remember that your portfolio is supposed to represent you and the level of work that your clients will get from you, not just here's some of my favourite pictures. And in a lot of cases it is your favourite pictures, and that's cool, but it's important to remember, okay, if I'm a client, what do I want to see on this person's website before I hire them? And if you're just a hobbyist photographer who likes shooting whatever, then bash on, put your favourite pictures up there. Don't worry about what a client's going to think, because you're not looking for clients. But being paid for things that we like is fun. It's good. It makes you feel good. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on the whole portfolio thing. Right, update on me and my work and stuff, because it's been a hell of a long time since I did one of these videos. Or not this one, because this is the first car one, but did a video in general. Basically, after my last video last year, which would be roughly about May time, I left university and came down south, down to Hampshire, and to be nearer London, and to be with my better half is one of the kind of positive side effects that's come out of that. It was for the work. It was mainly for the fact that I wanted to be closer to London. I wanted to be closer to Birmingham, to Bristol, to Manchester, to all these places. Glasgow was fantastic, but I just wanted a new start in a new place to see what would happen. And things have gone well enough. I did some work for Apple, and I've done some work for various people, and I've not really shot as many shows as I was shooting in Glasgow. Any of you who follow me on social media will have noticed that, which is something I want to try and push out again this year. The first half of this year. But what I have been looking at a lot of for this year is touring and getting out on the road with artists and things, because that's what I like to do. I don't particularly like working for publications, and I do. Okay, let me correct that. I love working for publications, and I love working for artists, and I love working for venues. I did a lot of agency photojournalism work when I was in Glasgow, and it's fun, it pays, but it's a different kind of shooting, and it's not one that I'm particularly fond of. Just silly things like I couldn't submit any black and white images, even if I thought the image looked better in black and white, and it was just silly things like that kind of made me think this isn't the kind of work that I want to do. And don't get me wrong, I did some weird and wacky jobs for the news, but it wasn't where I wanted to be. So I'm heading out back on tour in March with my dudes in Where There's Life from Edinburgh. I actually need to book a plane ticket for that. Oh dear. And we're heading out for 11 days with high tides. One Scottish date and then one Welsh, and the rest of them are in lovely England. Heading down to Brighton as well, which is cool because I've never been to Brighton before. And yeah, we're all really excited about that and excited to create some stuff and share it with everybody. I don't really know what else to talk about, if I'm honest. Oh yeah, I currently work. I'm doing some work in a camera shop as well at the moment. Now I'm down here, just for a bit of stability and a kind of I something to do every day per se when the freelance work is quiet. I do love it. It's good fun. I now have access to a photo lab, so I'm now shooting a lot more film for all my personal work, just because I can develop it and scan it and things and take control over that. And I do love film, I really do. There's probably going to be some videos about film coming up at some point, to be honest, because it's just amazing. It's really, really amazing. Sorry, I do have to drive as well. Don't know how Philip Bloom does this, man. So much harder than he makes it look. So yeah, shooting a lot more film, getting really excited by the film industry is kind of clawing at the door of revival, and it's just, yeah, it's exciting. With Kodak bringing back Exichrome and Film Ferrania bringing back some black and white film stock and things, and I think the next kind of 5 years film is going to head a lot in the direction of vinyl did, maybe 3-4 years ago, in that people are going to start reproducing vinyl. People are going to start bringing out new albums but on vinyl. People are going to start making record players again, things like that. And at the moment, film is not a purist thing as such, but it's a niche, just as vinyl was maybe 2-3 years ago. But I think it might get away from that niche and actually become much, much, much more popular. Even working in the lab, I see a lot of film coming through every day. Obviously nowhere near as much as they would have saw 10-20 years ago, but I do see a lot of it, and it feels good. You know what I mean? You get given this little metal can, you stick it through, if it's colour film, you stick it through a machine, and out comes some moments of time captured on this little strip of base, and with the light just kind of etched into the emulsion, if you think about it that way. And I just think it is incredible. Obviously a lot of my film work is shoot film, develop film, and then scan to digital. I'm not because I don't have access to a darkroom, I'm not a darkroom printer. I don't do a lot of my own developing and things, but it is something I want to look into. I'm fascinated by Kodachrome as well. I think it's the most unbelievable thing ever. Just the way it works, the way it was developed, the way that it was shot, and by people like Steve McCurry who could just do things with that film that was sensational. Head over to National Geographic as well and see the video on Steve McCurry shooting the last roll of Kodachrome off the line. I think it was from the Rochester factory, I think, in America. He got the last ever can to come off the production line and went out and shot the 36 frames, but with the 36 frames still loaded in his Nikon F6. He starts in New York, then goes to India, Mumbai, goes to India and then goes to Mumbai, Bali, and he all with just 36 pictures, and he portraits of Robert De Niro and a couple of kind of mountain shepherd villagers in India and things, and it's truly inspiring video. It's things like that kind of made me want to create stuff like this, where it's just me speaking what's on my mind and creating something. People say, why did you start making the YouTube videos before? And it was truly because I wanted to create more stuff. I like creating things. Whether it's I like creating prints, I like creating posters, or images for ads, or images for bands and books, but then I also like creating videos, whether it's music videos or whether it's this type of video or this or that or that. I just like making things. I always have. I always have kind of wanted to make things out of something that was in front of me. So when I was 9 or 10, I used to make stop motion Lego movies with a compact camera and Lego, and all of a sudden the Lego men would be being attacked by airfix Spitfires and things like that, and I don't know why I told you that. But that's mainly why I wanted to make this video, just to create but also get things out of my head and into other people's heads and get people thinking about things and stuff. And with yesterday, the day I'm filming, yesterday, Tuesday, being Valentine's Day, shout out to my better half, Sally, who kind of really keeps me grounded, and not grounded as in you can't go outside, just grounded as in keeps my head grounded, and just reminds me why I do what I do and things like that. And also, I'm just going to say this now, Philip Bloom, you make this look a lot easier than it is. Wow. If you don't know who Philip Bloom is, he is an absolutely incredible cinematographer, director of photography and photographer who has worked for CNN, BBC. He was the director of photography, I think, on CNN's The Wonder List, which is kind of like CNN's version of Planet Earth, and it's phenomenal. But yeah, he does these videos in the car. He has an RX100, which is not fair because I have a GoPro. But yeah, he does these videos in the car, and he's just so natural and chilled out. I'm stressing, like this is difficult. But anyway, moving on. As I said, I'm in the middle of, today was a kind of website rebuild day, so it's going to come back with a new look and some pictures that haven't actually been out before. If that excites you, then let me know. Some kind of pictures that have been tucked away in the festival archives for a year or two, and also some pictures that, because of agreements I had with various people, I couldn't bring out until now. But now I can because that person's brought them out, or we've agreed that I can put them on website and things like that. And it was never a negative agreement for me. It was always the images of these people were for certain things, and I didn't want to step on toes in a way. So yeah, they'll be out soon, hopefully. And yeah, this has been fun, actually. It's been kind of giving me something to do on my drive to go and get some food. Don't know what you saw of where I live out of the windows there, but yeah, it is the countryside, very much so, and I love it. I do. I really, really do love it. So yeah, let me know what you think. Please do let me know what you think. No holds barred. Just hit me up. Say that was garbage, or yeah, that was actually pretty cool. Head over to my website, thehudsonstudio.com, in maybe well, actually, by the time this video goes live, just go there, it'll be done. And if you do want to pick up prints, if you do want to help me do what I do, please let me know and we can sort it out. Even if it's not something that's on my store, I can always sort it out for you. And I actually do have an A1 poster of Jeremy McKinnon from A Day to Remember. If anybody wants it, let me know, and I'll just give it away. You have to just pay me the postage charge for it, but it'll be no more than £3-4. A1 is, you know, huge picture of Jeremy from A Day to Remember. Please just let me know if you want it, and I'll arrange it for you. Cool, right. This has been fun, actually. I will see you guys soon. Thank you. Stay cool. Bye.